Welcome to another tutorial from ICT. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a start screen, game screen, and a help screen for the games that you've been creating for Windows Phone. So I'm going to do this tutorial in two parts. So the first part, I want to show you how to create a start screen from an empty project. So you've got your start screen, game screen, and a help screen in there. And then another part where we take an existing game and we can add a start screen on there and how to load that up. Okay, so to begin, let's go and create a new project. So we're going to pick Windows Phone .NET application. Click next. Let's name this project start screen and game screen. Okay, let's go click on create. So at the moment we only have one form in this project. As you can see in the Solutions Explorer, you only got form 1. That's the default form right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add two more forms to the Solutions Explorer, so we can add one more. Yeah, so if you right click on this one and then click on add and then find the Windows form, so form, Windows forms here, click on that, and then we need to name this form. So we're going to name this one game screen, like so, with a capital G and a capital S. Okay, and then make sure form is selected here. Right, click add, and then the game screen will get added. Right now, again, we click on right click on the name of the project, click on add, go to form, Windows Forms. Okay, make sure form is selected here, and then we're going to name this one help screen, like so, with a capital H and a capital S. Right, so click add. So both of those windows now have been added to here. So you can see this is form 1, game screen, and you got your help screen. So we're going to set each of them up a bit distinctively so we can tell the difference between them. Right, so the game screen, so this is going to be the start screen here. So I can just go here and change the title here to, let's say, game start menu. Okay, include like a background here so it looks nice, I suppose. So go and find the background option, background image. And now I've got a couple of images that I need to import. Title screen here. Right, I'm just going to import these two. I've got a background and a WSID key for the help screen, so I'm just going to use that. Okay, this is the background screen here. So right now, as you can see, the background tiles, that's because it's set to repeat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this one to stretch, so it stretches across the screen, and set it a bit bigger like this maybe, so it looks better. Okay, make sure you frequently save your project. So first thing we need is a label, so it has a title for the game, so you can say my awesome game. Let's say my ICT right here. Okay, so I'm just going to set the size of the font here to a bit bigger. Right, so I can set this one to bold and to, like, say 24. Okay, so that's big. Right, so as you can see right now, there's a background to this label, so I want to make it transparent. So I can go to the back color part here, go to controls, web, and then click on transparent. Okay, so that should make the label transparent because the picture is attached to the background, so you should be able to render it on the label. Okay, so with that done, we're going to need two buttons in this one. Okay, so I'm going to get button 1 and then get another button here. So let's make the buttons similar size to each other. Okay, and then so this is going to be the start button here, and then this is going to be the help button. Okay, so I can click on the start button there, and then I can go into here and then find the text. Right, option in the properties, change that to start game. I can also go and find the font option here and then change the font size to, say, 16 and bold, so it's nice and big and it's readable. Right, and then go click on the help button for the button 2, and then let's change this one to help, and same thing we're going to do with the font here. Go there, click on the three dotted button here, and then change that to bold 16 as well, so it's nice and big like that. Okay, so that would be the start window for us, right? So if I go to the game window now, I'm just going to add a label to the window, just to say something like, say for example, it's just, let's change the label size to slightly bigger. So say this is the game screen play. Okay, so it's going to be like that, so we can actually tell when the game window is loaded, right? So start screen is done, game screen, and then now the help screen. So the help screen, usually in the help screen you have some relative information about what the game is, how to play the game, and sometimes game developers will put down their name and company's name and so on. So in this case, what we're going to do is just going to resize this window. Right. So I'm going to show you how to make a multi-lined label. Okay, so we're going to drag and drop a label here first. Let's change the font size to big enough. So say 14 bold is fine. Okay, and we also need to change there's an option for auto size. So auto size means as long as the information on the label is, that's how long the label is going to be on the screen. So if you change that, then it's going to start wrapping the information around how big it is. Okay, so as you can see now, I'm able to manually size the label if the auto size is disabled. Okay, I'm just going to leave it this big, I think, for now. Okay, so inside the text, you'll see a drop down icon here. So if I click on that, I'm able to type paragraphs inside of this. Okay, so usually you can just write a line inside of that, but if you click on that little icon there, you're able to write paragraphs inside that label. So you can just say here, some game help screen. Okay, so that's the title for this, right? And let's just say I'm going to my awesome game. To play this game, you will need to use the keyboard buttons, right? W, S, A, D to move, and the enemies. Okay, so kill as many as you can before the time runs out. After that, we're going to write down about the game developer information here, so you can write your name in there. So in this case, I'm just going to say game developer MoICT, and then if you click to the label now, you should update it right here. So I'm able to move the label away. If I open up the toolbox and move a picture box in here, find a picture box there, I'll right click on that and just say choose image, choose the WSID one, and then while the picture box is selected, I could just go here and change the size mode from normal to stretch image, so it stretches with the size of that. So we just put an image of how to play this game, let's say. So this is an example of it. Right, so now it's time to code the screens. Okay, so if I go and minimize those, so if I click on the start button here, start game button, and then go to the events window, which is inside the properties, click there and say load game, press enter. Okay, and let's go click on the help button, and then click, let's say load help. Okay, so now inside the load game event, what we're going to do is we're going to say game screen, right, and then we're going to name it, let's say game window, like this. So game screen is the class, right, and this is the instance of the class. All right, so equals to new game screen, so it creates a new instance of that screen, and then all we need to just say game window dot show. Okay, so that way it's linked to that game screen form right there, and then obviously we're just using the games window dot show because it's already a Windows form application. Okay, so let's do the same for the help screen. So say help window equals new help screen right here, and then Just go and say window.show. Okay, so that's about it really. So in order for us to sort of just link these, we need to create an instance of the form inside the functions, and then obviously this is going to create a new instance of it, and then it's going to show the new instance onto display. So to try it out, let's click on start. So this is the main window. So if you click on start game, so as you can see, the game window opens up, and then if I click on help, now the help window will open as well. So hopefully you find this part helpful, and now what we're going to do is we're going to show how to create a start window on an existing project. If you have done some other tutorials from More ICT, you already know that we a lot of times, instead of going through the start window and the help window and the game window and so on, what we do a lot of times is we jump right into the tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that Flappy Bird tutorial. Here it is. Okay, what we're going to do in this project is we're going to create a new form. Right, so click on the name of the form inside the Solutions Explorer, right click on there, click on add, okay, and then click on form, Windows Forms. All right, so let's go and make a new form here called start screen. Okay, right, so in the start screen we can still use some of the resources from this game here, because all the resources have been imported into the project, so they can be used through multiple windows. So if I go here and just say, for example, change the background color to the generic sky blue, okay, and then I can use a couple of picture boxes in here. So if I go and pick a, where do you go, there it is, right click, say choose image, you just go choose the bird. Okay, and then I'm just going to set it to auto size on this one, so the bird is okay. Now I need a label to do the title for the game. So if I just say okay, and then just change the font of this one to say 16. Okay, so that's the title right there. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I can do a button here that's going to be responsible to play the game. So I can just put the bird here really. So play, a couple explanation points. Okay, so I'll just change that. So now what we can do here is, because the main game is called Form 1, okay, so once again we do the same thing with this. So if I go here and create a click event called load game, right, so I can say here Form 1, right, let's call this one game window equals new Form 1, right, because that's what the class is called, or that's what the form is called right there. Okay, and then I can say here game window dot show. Alright, so if I start the game now, right, it still shows up the game window, okay, not this window here. That's because in the Solutions Explorer we need to tell the program which window to actually open. So in the Solutions Explorer you see this program.cs file right there. So this one is what decides what to load in the main once the program actually builds and then runs. Okay, so in here you got a static void main. Inside the main you got enable visual style, and then another compilable text rendering default, and then also you got application run, and then you can see here new form 1. So instead of form 1 we can change it to the start screen right there. So if I type in start here, so Visual Studio should pick up that there is another window or another form called start screen. Okay, so once this one picks it up and then it turns into green like this, I can just simply save this file, and then now when I start the game it automatically goes to this one. So if I click play, if I lose I can close it and click play again, and then play as many times as I need. You can pretty much do this the similar way that we done this one. You can pretty much apply it to any other game that I've done in the More ICT video channel. So you can pick any game and add another form, change the link to the form 1 to the start screen inside the program.cs file, and then you should load up the main start screen from here. So also it would work exactly the same way if you want to add another help screen in this one. So you can just add another button and then link that button the same way we link this one to the form 1. Okay, so hopefully you find this tutorial helpful, and I will see you on the next one.